I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a tricky one. What is up, guys? This is Godzilla Suplex, and welcome to today's episode where I'll be breaking down the colossal matchup between Francis Ngannou and Cain Valasquez. But before I do that, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get a notification every time I make a video. And guys, let's get into this. This matchup was just announced a little while ago, and I'm just so excited to just try and break down, or to begin to break down, between the elements and the styles of this fight. I mean, it's very huge, and I mean, it could go either way. More lean towards Cain, but still with that power of Ngannou, it could just be done in 20 seconds. I mean, you really can't predict nothing like this, so we're just going to go down every scenario that could happen in the fight and see who wins the most scenarios, or who probably will win. I'll give my prediction at the end. But before we can even do that, let's go through the fighter goals. Starting off with the Cameroon prodigy Francis Ngannou. Man, he raised through the UFC so fast, necking out every opponent in his path, missing some opponents also. But he was propelled into the title ascension, but you know, he got overtaken by Stipe, and then Stipe got beat by DC. So he's been trying to rebound ever since his loss to Derek Lewis after Stipe. And this guy, a lot of people sleep on him. A lot of people say he's trash, he was overhyped and stuff. The dude just didn't know how to wrestle, okay? He's trying to mop up that part of his game. And what are his goals in this fight? Because if he wins this fight, it might ensure him a title match against DC later down the road if he does not instantly retire. And I think in this fight, he's got to quickly go for the kill. I mean, Francis Ngannou, he doesn't need to burn energy, but he needs to use accuracy against Cain Valasquez, because Cain Valasquez, coming back from a long hiatus, his striking may not be there. We saw it with Junior Dos Santos, how his striking was just a millisecond off, and that kept him from knocking out his opponents. But he really just needs to make sure he puts the pressure, put Cain Valasquez in uncomfortable places where he's going to be forced to, you know, throw strikes and lower his guard, and just try to get him out of there as fast as possible. Now, if that does fail, he needs to go to option 2 and become a very, very good boxer, or excuse me, a power boxer, where every time Cain goes for a takedown, you know, he needs to pressure him, because Cain does get tired at some point. So keep stopping his takedowns, keep trying to force scrambles if he tries to take you down, but at any point, do not let him take you down, and use your power to your advantage. You know you got more power than Cain, so if he tries to miss around the feet, throw a couple of power shots or good boxing shots to kind of let him know, hey, let's not mess with this power. And really, if you can't get him out of there quickly, you know, stand there, box him each round, and win the power strike contest. And slowly, he will win by decision, grinding you out. Because no matter the way he went, no matter what way he wins, he has to make sure his stamina's up, and he's got this fight. He's got to make sure he doesn't throw too many punches, because that's what Cain will want him to do. But guys, what are the goals for Cain Valasquez coming off this long hiatus? And my thoughts are, he needs to really stay light on his feet. You know, people say that Stipe dominated Francis, but if you really look at the fight, Francis' power really did hurt Stipe to the point where he was forced to take him down. And you know, we cannot forget that Francis Ngannou did not train that hard for his championship fight, because he was so confident that he was going to win. So what's going to happen when he really starts training and really tries to take advantage of Cain Velasquez's weaknesses? So he knows what he needs to do. So Cain really needs to stop messing around the feet. He needs to instantly implement his takedown game plan. Throw a couple strikes, trick Francis Ngannou with your good footwork and movement. Try to get him throwing a lot of punches, and then counter him with the takedown. Basic stuff with DC did against Derek Lewis. I think they're sort of one of the same, only Francis Ngannou is a little bit better with his footwork in the matchup against these two. So he really needs to make sure that he moves away from those power shots, comes out very light with his boxing, tries to look for takedowns, and get that sort of Khabib complex in his head where if I throw a punch, am I going to get taken down? Get Francis thinking about that, because he's really not used to thinking about that, because nobody's really challenged him on the ground except Stipe. You saw what Stipe did to him. Stipe mentally took him out of it. Even though he just kept fighting, he just mentally took him out of it because he was so confident. So try to make him use all of his stamina, so in the end, 4th or 5th round, you could just go to town on him and get anything you want, and then get that takedown and just start messing him up until a knockout victory. So now that we got the fire goals out of the way, what are some of the scenarios that could happen? And the first one we have to address, or I like to address most of the time, is Francis Ngannou's knockout power. This fight is curved around Francis Ngannou's arms. I mean, basically everything that Cain Valasquez has to do has to avoid Francis's power. So in that first round, Francis is gonna try to go for the kill quickly, while Cain Valasquez is trying to get some feel for the ring. And what if Cain Valasquez gets hurt by Francis Ngannou? Can he stay in the fight? I think he can, but he's gonna have to throw a lot of punches. And because with this heavyweight, he throws such hard punches that he can finish you real quickly before you're able to move your way out of his way of his punches. So I think Cain Valasquez, there is a very good chance that he gets knocked out right off the bat because of his hiatus from striking. And, you know, I think really he's worked on his kickboxing. You know, he said he's got to improve on some things, which are probably his position in wrestling, and his boxing is more better judgment of it. So once he sells into his skills, that's when you're going to see the fight really turn into Cain Velasquez's fight, and the way he's going to use his smarts to kind of curb around Francis' power. So in the first round, if he gets hurt, I think he really won't survive. I think that's going to be a fatal mistake. He's going to be put out. So I think Francis Ngannou does win that scenario. So what if Francis comes out, you know, sort of stale like he does? You know, sometimes he likes to come out a little calm, wait until you make a mistake, and then hit you with a big punch. I think Cain will, you know, settle into a strategy and then start trying to go for those takedowns, start trying to confuse Ngannou, start having stuff laying on his mind, and he's going to really start settling into his boxing. And then let's go through the worst scenario of what could happen. Cain takes him down the first round. If Cain takes him down the first round, it's going to be bad because he's going to beat him up. He's going to beat him up, and then he's going to have that Khabib complex thing on his head, Francis Ngannou, where he's going to be scared to throw punches because Cain is going to take him down and keep him down for the rest of the round. But, you know, this is a 5-round fight, so his coaches may ease him or relax him a little bit. Hey, you still have the second round to try and win, try to even this all back up. So that is 1+ for Francis Ngannou. So Cain Velasquez, you know, they both burn the fight out to the second round. You know, and I'm going to go with most likely to build this off of. I'm going to go with most likely is going to happen. It's going to be a pretty even round. Francis is going to hit him a couple times. Cain's not going to risk too much. He's going to attempt to go to a takedown, and they're going to get mixed up on the fence for a good while. And then that second round, who wins that second round? I think Francis, still having that power. I just can't get around that power of how this matchup is going to go. You know, he may use simple wrestling, but, you know, if Francis hasn't found out how to counter simple wrestling from watching Derek Lewis get taken down by DC 10,000 times, I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, he should be able to stop and mix it up on the fence, you know, defend himself pretty good until the referee can break it up. That's his main goals right there, because he's got to use that power, but he can't use his power in those mix-ups. He's got to use his skill so he can preserve energy to the final rounds. So it really comes down to preservation of energy, shots dealt in those first 2 rounds, and really the mix-ups and how, you know, energy drain those mix-ups are going to be. Because it's going to be a real interesting fight if both of them have their stamina in the 4th and 5th round, especially that 5th round when they try to lay on the line to win that fight. You know, if it comes to that, where it's that close, I got to lean Francis Ngannou, because if he still has energy to throw punches and sort of get Cain Velasquez in a situation where he's going to have to brawl to win that final round, I got to take him. Because in a brawl, Cain could hit him 2 times. Francis Ngannou could come up with the uppercut and just completely lay Cain flat out. I mean, we know he has that power. Look what he did to Overeem. But my prediction is Francis Ngannou knocks out Cain Velasquez in the first round. I just can't get past it. That power that he exerts, how is Cain going to be able to sell into his strategy if he throws 2 punches and Francis just mauls him with that power? He go down for the first time, he tries to get back up, instantly go to his wrestling. Cain hits him, Francis hits him another time, go down. It's just hard for me to see him come out that first round, and Francis pushes him enough with the right balance of energy preservation and how he tries to come back in the fight, even though his head will be really damaged. Even though he's tough, you know, a lot of people were tough and still went down to Francis Ngannou. But guys, put your thoughts in the comment section below. Can Cain Velasquez come back and beat Francis Ngannou, or will Francis Ngannou knock him out in the first round? Leave that in the comment section below. And this has been the best Gojira and UFC news. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get a notification every time I make a UFC Zilla video. And see you later, guys.